And I'm here on the Andrew Burnett Show with Bailey James. Bailey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in country music.
Well, I got started. I listened to Patsy Cline and Hank. I listened to the greats of country music, basically. I grew up on Johnny Cash, Hank, Patsy. And I remember being 6, 7 and being in the car with my dad singing, Folsom Prison Blues and all of that, not even knowing who it was, just knowing I loved the music. So I always had a love for country music. At 11, I took a little EP down to Nashville of songs and just took it to every person I possibly could take it to who wanted to hear my music. And it worked. I built a team and I started just releasing music. I released a single called Run Girl, and that went 36 on Music Row. And now I'm doing more rock and blues, but that's how I kind of got started in country music.
So I hear you're a part of this group called the Highway Women. Tell me a little bit about this.
The Highway Women is a group. Well, as you Jill Pavel is our manager and also the founder of the group. And basically it's just like a group to empower women. We make songs. We make all kinds of songs. Our new single is more of a fun kind of before he cheats type song, but we make a lot of different stuff. Mainly our goal though is to empower women in country music, definitely, because there's a spot for that. There's a big spot for that. And so yeah, we all were put together at different times is the weird thing. I came in about a year ago. Kristen and Drew came in like 2 years, just a couple months. So we all just had to kind of learn how to blend and learn how to make music together. And that was an experience.
Wow. And I'm sure there's many funny stories that you could share that y'all have had along the way. So share with us a funny moment that has happened while you've been with the Highway Women.
Okay. We have many. I feel like we're just all goofballs. So really the issue is me and Drew. Drew, I like to say, is an older version of me. We're definitely the rowdier ones. We're always getting in trouble because we never stay on task. And at our last video shoot, we were shooting the video for Dead Man Walking, and they had 4-wheelers and ATVs. And so we were kind of like riding around. And anyways, we're just always having fun. But we get in trouble because we don't stay on task. And so Jill will be like, you ladies have to stay on task. So we're the troublemakers. And there's so many even moments I shouldn't talk about that are just like really funny.
All right. So I'm going to put it this way then. Tell us a funny moment about you while you've been with the Highway Women. Let's make this a little difficult here.
Okay. All right. Let me think. A funny moment with me. Well, when I first joined, I did not know harmonies. I did not know how to sing harmonies, did not know I've always just been a solo artist. So I never learned harmonies. But Jill's like, you'll get it. It's fine. And so she, pushed me in and I didn't know harmonies. So I think some of my funnier moments were in the beginning. You can totally tell I don't know what I'm doing. Like back in the videos from when we first started, I did not know how to do harmonies. And so you can tell I was like, what am I doing? I'm so lost kind of stuff. And that's really funny. If you look back, I definitely laugh at them. And it's like, oh gosh.
Now I'll have to share a funny story with you that happened to me today. And the reason why I was running a little late, had 2 squirrels in the studio today. And it was a mama and a little baby, and she dropped the baby in the floor, and it was squealing to the highest hilt. I thought the thing was dead, and I am petrified of animals. I would get close, and the thing would squeal, and I would run in the opposite direction.
Oh.
Well, I called my aunt because she's an animal catcher, And I called her and I said, "You've got to do something with this thing because I'm fixing to have a heart attack." And she said, "Well, you got to get close enough to it so I can get a picture and see how big this thing is." Okay, so I get up close to it. It's up under our Christmas tree in the attic. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Bailey, you're fixing to laugh your head off at me. I've been down with the camera to take a picture of this baby squirrel, and the mama runs over top of my head. And at that time, I was ready to have a heart attack. I take off down the stairs and I said, that thing is either going to leave or I'm going to do like some people do with spiders. This house is going up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I come back and the mama squirrel has moved the baby out of here and the mama squirrel is gone. So I was like, thank God.
Oh my God. You see, I would worry. I would also get anxious. I get anxious around bugs, but squirrels, that's a whole nother thing.
That squirrel scared me to death because I was sitting there trying to figure out what to do with the baby. And every time I'd get closer, that mama would come out of that hole and she would sit there and stare at me. Baby. And I was like, dear God, help me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So
I wouldn't either. I was in a hotel one time, me and my parents. It was after a show, and like all these it was in the middle of nowhere. And so we were like in the country, but there were like all these like flying cockroaches, like huge.
Yeah.
And we were like, hell no, we are getting out of here. We drove back from Louisiana to Tennessee, which is like 8 hours that entire night because we were not staying in a hotel with them with them cockroaches. I was like, I'm not doing it.
So now I know what to pick on you about. Flying cockroaches.
I'm serious. Whatever kind of bugs they have down there, they were huge. And I'm from Pennsylvania. So I'm a northerner. I don't know anything about that. And the people there were like, oh, that's normal. That's not normal. They're flying around my room. I'm like,
that ain't normal.
No, I was like, y'all have an infestation and need to look into it.
They need to get cleaned up real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
But so tell us, so spiders are your number one fear, right? Or what would you say your number one fear is?
I really don't like gorillas. Gorillas terrify me. That's my number one fear.
Well, I better shave my beard off the end or I'm looking like one. And I'll be scaring you. You won't want to be around me.
Oh my God. I don't know why, but I really hate gorillas. That's my number one fear. And I don't know how that started. I just don't like them.
Well, they're behind glass cages. They ain't gonna mess with you.
Well, that's true.
Unless you get real one-on-one with them like I was with the squirrel.
Yeah, I know. Mm-mm.
That was my fear with the squirrel. I said, they say these things don't attack, but
they do.
I'm sitting here provoking it. And I said it might just go ahead and attack me here, and I'm going to be in the hospital.
Yeah, I think maybe the moms try to protect their babies. I don't think they.
Well, I was told as long as you don't hit them or go after them or anything like that, they're more scared of you than you are them. Like, okay, I opened up the door and the squirrel ran back in the hole where it was at. So, but I was trying to scare it. I was trying to scare it right back out of here, wherever it went. And one time I did, but I looked down and I thought that thing was a rat. I mean, it was the smallest in the palm of your hand it could fit. And it was all curled up. And I said, no way, get out. Oh,
yeah. Rats are different than squirrels.
And my dad was like, just take the ceiling fan box that we just put up ceiling fans up here and put the squirrel in the box. I said, Dad, you don't know who I am.
Don't play with me like that.
And I said, you're talking to the scaredy cat in the house.
Oh, I love
expect me to do that. But anyway, let's get back on subject here. Let's do some speed round of questions. Everybody said they can't stand the speed round because they always get embarrassed. And I think it's hilarious. But anyway.
Oh, gosh.
So
okay. I'm prepared.
You have to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay. Well,
So
all right. You must not know me well. I got a lot going on in my mind.
well, hey, it makes it interesting. So, okay, favorite go-to song right now.
My favorite go-to song right now, anything Amy Winehouse.
Most embarrassing moment that has ever happened to you.
Um, I think when I was little, I would sleepwalk and I would like pee accidentally in my parents' bedroom thinking it was the bathroom. That's probably an embarrassing moment.
Let's hope you don't still do that
No,
now.
no.
I have to give you a hard time. Favorite artist to go to right now.
Favorite artist, Amy Winehouse.
Favorite go-to jam when in the shower.
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like Don't Stop Believin' is definitely like one I can jam to in the shower.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Most memorable that have happened for you so far.
I think the most memorable, I got to sing the national anthem for Charlie Daniels. That was pretty crazy.
Wow.
I know, it was terrifying. It was not my best national anthem because I was like scared out of my mind, but
Wow. So, funny story that has happened to you so far while traveling.
oh gosh, I have too many. Funny story. I don't know. I've embarrassed myself so much on the road. I think the funniest stories are probably like when I'm on the road with it. Actually, my dad one time left me at a rest stop. He forgot about me and he left me at the rest stop for like 20 minutes until he turned around and realized I wasn't in the car. And I'm not even kidding. He really genuinely thought I was in the car. I was like, he left me and the whole band. So we were all just standing there like, what are we going to do? We're stranded.
Well, you can always perform at the rest stop. You would have had something to do then.
That's true. We probably would make some money.
Favorite movie.
Goodfellas.
Favorite outdoor activity.
My favorite. Well, my favorite outdoor activity is probably like going to the beach. I love the beach, but I like hiking too.
All right. Well, that was the end of the speed round. And I'll tell you what, you did better than most people. Most people sit there and they're like, well, I can't say that one. And I want to say this one, but it's not appropriate for the show. And I'm sitting here like, just say something here.
I know. No, I'm good. I'll say it. I have no boundaries.
That's why me and you were going to get along real good.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I have no filter when it comes to talking at all. Whatever comes to my mind comes straight out of my mouth. And if people don't like it, I'm like, whatever.
Exactly. That's the like a northern mentality. Being from Philly and moving to Tennessee was so weird because when people don't like you or when people have a problem, they'll say it to your face in Philly. But here, it's a completely different thing.
They'll talk about you behind your back, not to your face.
Yes, that's the Southern way. Yeah.
And you know what? That gets on my nerves.
Oh, it gets on my nerves too. Especially like the bless your heart. That's such a snarky comment. I'm like, whatever.
I know how to get on your nerves now. Well, bless your heart.
Bless your heart, Bailey. Yeah.
You know, I have always been told that if you can get a guest laughing on your program, which I've got you doing, that means they are comfortable on your program. So I'll tell you what, I'm all about having fun. So you, and I can tell you are too. So that's why you were such a great fit for the program. And I'm going to have to tell Jill, we're going to make you a regular guest to come.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, you are so fun.
Thank you. You know what? You need to, I'm going to tell Jill all four of us girls need to come on because when you get all four of us, it's even worse. It's like, I know, it's me times 4.
Wow.
I know.
One of you have been on. I can't think. of
Drew or
no,
Kristen?
Kristen. That's it. And the internet was messed up that night, both mine and hers, because it was a rainstorm outside. So it was ridiculous, and we're gonna have to reschedule that. So
Dang. I can only it's been crazy weather for sure.
well, it was raining here, it was raining there, and when it rains here, my internet starts getting all spotty, and I hate it because the next 4 days it's going to be nothing but complete rain. So go figure.
Mm-mm.
So you got
I
this
know.
new song out that I tell you, it gets people pumped and they
It
love it
does.
like I do. It's called Bitter. Tell us a little bit about the song.
Yeah, I actually wrote Bitter maybe 3 years ago. And I was originally writing it as duet for me and Mia Morris, who is one of my close friends in music, an amazing artist on her own. And she produced the entire song. But Bitter was about a friendship that had ended, and they were just, I mean, it's hard for friendships and relationships to end well, but we ended on really bad terms. And so there was a lot of resentment and anger. And so that's what I wrote Bitter about. Everyone thinks it's about a relationship. It's actually about a friendship. So that's what I wrote Bitter about. And it just became this like super rocky song. And it does get you pumped. It gets you like ready to take on the day.
Or you could say, get you ready to fight, put on your boxing gloves and get ready to go out and fight.
I was gonna say that it gets you ready to be real pissed off at somebody.
Well, I have to ask because you and I have the same mentality here. You're sitting about talk. You're sitting here talking about toxic friendships and everything that goes on, and it seems to be a mentality in our young generation. um, so, what's one thing that you do to stay away from toxic people?
That's a good question. I don't. I don't. I find myself I attracting toxic people. I think that they're a part of life. Really, I just once they turn toxic, I just distance myself because it's
You start
hard to.
blocking them on Snapchat and TikTok and
Oh yes, I
Facebook.
do. I block them on everything. Once they piss me off, it's block, block, block. You never existed in my life, and that's the truth. I mean, I think you really can't tell if someone's toxic until about when they get comfortable with you. And then their true colors start to come out. And if I see any red flags, I'm like, I've been through this. Bye. So that's my tip. Block them.
So you're like, bye, Felicia. See you later.
Yeah.
Don't come back around me.
Yeah. I'm a little cold that way. I will just be like, bye. I have no sympathy for you, which is why I wrote Bitter. You can tell.
Now, don't be pulling on my D out on nobody.
Oh, I know. I know. I know. Mm.
I have to ask you. So, this friendship that you were talking about in the song that you say turned rocky. Tell us a little bit about what made it go sideways and where you didn't want it to go.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a guy. He had been my friend for a couple years. And I think we always had like we were always fighting with each other about stupid stuff just because I don't know. I was super young at the time, and we're both people we like to get in arguments. I feel like I like to get in arguments, so I'll sometimes just like fuel the fire. But yeah, so it started, I think, just as a fight, and then it got into this whole big thing about other stuff. And I think he wanted more than a friendship, and I was not willing to give that to him. And he got really bitter and just started talking about me everywhere. Like I would see posts and stories and videos, and it was like all about me. And I was just like, you're really bitter. And I went into the right. I was like, I'm so mad. I just want him to stop talking about me. And so we wrote Bitter. And I never expected to record it, actually. And so when we recorded it this year, I was really excited.
And I tell you what, if it don't make you want to go out and put your boxing gloves on, and if you
I'm
get in
serious.
trouble, you can blame Bailey James for it.
You
Because I'm going to
can.
tell you what, when you listen to this song, it makes you want to go find a pair of boxing gloves and just get ready to go get in the wrestling ring with somebody.
It does. It puts you in this mood like I can take on anyone, anything. And when we recorded the video, not to spoil it, but we had like a body bag. We had like we were pulling the body bag into the truck. And anyways, it was so funny.
Well, I tell you what, I have had a blast with you, Bailey. I tell you, you are so fun to be around. Thanks for coming on the program. You are a blessing. Tell our listeners how they can find out more about Bailey James.
Yeah, you can find me. All my socials are Bailey James Gang.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'll tell you what, we're going to get you back soon. You have kept me in stitches over here. And I tell you, I love how you you tell it like it is. And
I
you know
do.
what, we need
Thank
more
you.
people like that. So you just keep up the good work, and hey, maybe I'll get to meet you sometime.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.